are two things. It's about education and finding work after. And those are the two things that I really will address if I have a chance in the Senate. Yung sa education, for me, the issue there is just so simple. We're not putting money into education. Binabawasan pa. In 1960, a third of our budget was for education. Kaya if you talk to the graduates in the 1960s, parang mas magaling sila, no? And then in the 90s, bumaba yun. In 1996, naging about 16%. And then in the past 10 years, we have really been spending less on a per capita basis, on a per student basis, palit ng palit. Kasi not only is the pie for education getting smaller in terms of the budget, so ngayon I think we've been spending about 13% of the education budget, of the budget for education. So the pie is getting smaller, but we have more students. Mas maraming yung population growth natin eh. So for me, you really have to put your money where your mouth is. And the Constitution actually says, it's a very clear provision, the Constitution says that the state shall give the highest budgetary priority to education. Now, we're not doing that. The highest budgetary priority, almost 40% of our 1.5 trillion budget, is on debt servicing. This will seem a little bit radical, but I'll put it out there. I'll let the economists get mad at me. But I'm one of those people who if I'm in the Senate, I will take a look into amending the law on automatic appropriations. Kasi right now, our budget automatically ina-appropriate mo halos 40% eh. Ako, I'm all for paying off our international and national debts. Okay yun sa akin. But don't take away the power of allocation from us. Diba? Like for example, basta umiikot ako, lagi ko sinasabi. Sa PLM, we give free college education. And my dream is to provide free college education for the poor nationwide. Kasi sa PLM, I only get to give about 10,000 scholarships. Eh. Ang laging sagot sa akin is, naku Adel, wala tayong pera. Bakit mo naman sinasabi yan? You're over-promising. Ang sagot ko doon, no, malaking pera natin. 40% ng budget natin goes to debt servicing. I'm not saying let's not pay our national debt, but can't we say, maybe we'll just give you 35%. And that 5% na natitira, which is billions and billions of pesos, hahatiin ko yan. Kalahati will go to scholarships for college, kalahati for health. Diba? Because we keep getting stymied with this issue na wala tayong pera, wala tayong pera. Tapos ang sagot dyan, meron tayong pera. We're just not allocating our budget properly.
What about foreign borrowings? Are you going foreign?
I don't have anything against that. In fact,
That increases the debt.
yes. But unfortunately, if you want to pump prime the economy, which we have to, I think we will still have to ask for some more funding.
What about plugging the leaks na lang first instead of borrowing?
No. I agree with that. I think all those go hand in hand. Kasi and we're all familiar with the World Bank studies that 40 to 50% of our tax monies is lost in corruption, di ba? If we can make that, if we can seriously reduce that, of course, mas maganda. And also, hindi lang naman yung issue, yung leaks. We also have an issue of, we have to tax more things, di ba? We have to shift the tax burden. In fact, it's a fallacy to say that the poor are not really taxed enough. Because every time they buy isang pancit canton or isang Coke, whatever, the VAT hits them eh.
Yes.
So that's not true actually. So sa akin, we have to rationalize our taxes. But I think the more critical one is we do have to plug the leaks. Because the corruption, really, we have to address that. Can I give you just a very specific example? No? When I was president of PLM, our budget is about 300 million pesos a year. So in 3 years, I've actually managed almost 1 billion pesos. When I had my first press conference, tinanong ako ng isang reporter, sabi niya, anong gagawin niyo sa PLM? Because every year, the president complains na walang pera yung PLM. Walang pera pang ayos nito, walang pera pagandahin ito. I told them, I answered the reporter like this kasi before I took the position, I took a look at our cash balance. I took a look at the things we had to pay for, and I found out ang dami namin pera. Eto, you can check the records sa PLM. When I left PLM, I left ang dami pang natirang pera. And ang dami kong projects. I put up free internet for the students, about 100 stations. Nagpalagay ako ng elevator, flagpole, lahat ng mga deans, binigyan ko ng laptops and projectors. Talagang lahat kumpleto doon sa PLM. The only difference was hindi ako nangurakot. Para just that I see that as a microcosm for the Philippines. Like sa PLM, yung in the past the president had a credit card that was automatically paid by the university, and the president spent about almost 300,000 pesos every month. Imagine that, 300,000 pesos every month to take people out, buy food, etc., etc. Ako, pag-upo ko, sabi ko, you cut that credit card. I'm not going to have a credit card. If I'm going to spend, i-reimburse nyo na lang ako. Instantly, I save 3 million pesos every year. So ang punto ko dito is, yung plugging the leaks talaga from corruption, very significant yan. And if we're able to do that, I think it will be like PLM. Nakakala natin walang pera, but once we're able to plug the leaks and we're able to rationalize yung spending natin, it will seem like we have enough money.
In connection with PLM, sir, I work, by the way, from the Philippine Online Governance. I took my first year sa PLM before I was kicked out by the former president.
Were you part of that group?
Of 80, the student of
Yes, oo.
And actually, may mga nanonood po ngayon taga-PLM.
Oo.
Pinapatanong po nila about the student agent issue, just to localize.
Sige, sure.
Dadalhin niyo po ba daw sa Senate ang pag-amend ng PLM Constitution in order to provide a student agent?
Okay. Ako matagal ko nang pinaglalaban yan na dapat may student regent sa PLM. Unfortunately, for you to have that, you have to amend the law that created PLM, because PLM is a unique institution. It's created by a national statute. But you can ask the students sa PLM, before I make decisions there, I really talk to them. I was a hands-on president. Kinakausap ko sila. In fact, I think na-weirdohan sila sa akin at the start because I was the president na pati yung mga CR chine-check ko, lahat ng classroom chine-check ko. I'm a very hands-on person and parang through that process, no, before I made decisions, tinatanong ko sila. But kung may student regent ka, diretso na. A lot of our projects actually, it was because of our consultations with the students, like yung gumawa tayo ng libreng internet para sa kanila. That was because tinanong ko what they needed. We gave them a printing service para mas mura yung printing nila. Yung internet sa buong university, yung Wi-Fi sa buong university, that was also part through our consultation with the students.
So, what's your stand on amending the PLM Constitution?
Yeah, I will, if I become a senator, that's one of my top agenda.
So malalapitan po ba kayo?
Oo naman. At walang I think if you ask any PLM student kung I was the type of president na nakakausap nila. Modesty aside, I think they will say. Kasi makulit ako eh. I would walk around the university and kahit na ayaw kong kausapin mga estudyante, ako na mismo nakakausap sa kanila.
Follow-up question regarding naman sa campus journalism.
Sure.
Ang PLM kasi was notorious
Sobra.
past administration na pinapasara ng student publication. And we have this Campus Journalism Act na walang penalty clause.
Yes.
Pag naupo po kayo sa Senate, will you push for the amendment of the CJA to provide a penalty clause?
Well, kasi let's go back, let's concretize it. Yung pagsipa ng mga, just so that the other bloggers know, no? Doon sa PLM kasi, yung AP, which is the student newspaper there,